Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports again, and I have to apologize here. Now, I have been on record, I'm pretty sure, for calling Westbrook Westbrick, and I should have known better, so I apologize because if it hurts somebody's feelings, you shouldn't continue to do that. So now I know after what he said in the clip yesterday, it's pretty self-explanatory. You don't call anyone that if it hurts their feelings, 100%. But I want to point out, you have certain media members saying, yeah, you don't do that, but you got to play better. You know what I mean? That is insinuating you give the fans the right to do what they want to do, and rightfully so. They're going to do whatever they want to do. But name calling, especially when the person asks not to do that, I don't agree with. And at the same time, you have Russell Westbrook basically calling, like saying it bothers him. Now, how is that perceived as a bad thing? It's a bad thing for him because he's stating what bothers him, and you got some fans that will actually pounce on that. You know, if anything bothers somebody, that's what bullies do. If you know something bothers somebody, bullies will just antagonize on that topic all the time. And it's just the way the world works. So he shouldn't have said it, that it bothers him. Hopefully the fans don't call him that no more, especially in the Laker land and the Laker Nation in the crypto.com arena. I still have trouble saying that. Always call it Staples Center. So, I want you guys to check this clip out and just look how broken he is when he's talking about his family.
Good morning. Welcome into First Take. I'm Molly Karen. That is Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A., today is International Women's Day. Right. So happy International Women's Day to all the ladies. You've got this. Keep going. And my heart and prayers, of course, both of ours, are with all the women in Ukraine.
As everybody knows that watches this show, I was raised by 5 women. Mm-hmm. So as far as I'm concerned, every day is National Women's Day, International Women's Day. That's just the way it goes. Men who were raised by women know this. We're smart enough to know that.
And Stephen A., we're going to begin the show with a very strong woman, so let's get right to it.
Let's get right to it.
Russell Westbrook's wife, Nina, took to Twitter to detail the criticism and death wishes her family has received in her husband's first season with the Lakers, tweeting this: "When I'm being harassed on a daily basis over basketball games and I'm having obscenities and death wishes for me and my family sent my way because you're expressing your truth, it's hard for me to get on board with that. As far as my husband goes, he is his own person. I don't need to defend him. I love and support him through all the unwarranted hate and negativity that he receives. I speak up and share my experience and knowledge for those who do not have a voice." Russell then also addressed the harassment they've been subject to, saying he and his wife are speaking out for 2 reasons: to defend the honor of the family name and to protect their children.
Once it starts to affect my family, my wife, even today, my mom said something about it today, and it affects them even going to games. I don't even want to bring my kids to the game because I don't want them to hear people calling their dad nicknames and out of their names for no reason because he's playing the game that he loves. And it's gotten so bad where, my family don't even want to go to home games, to any game, because of, not just the media across the globe use their platforms to constantly shame me. It's just super unfortunate, man. And it's super upsetting to me, and I'm at a point, to where I'm going to continue to address it. It's just unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It's beyond the pale and it's gone too far. Stephen A., your reaction to this entire situation involving Russell Westbrook and his family in his first season with the Lakers?
Couple of things. My heart goes out to Mrs. Westbrook and their children. I want to say that. There's no excuse for this. There are some despicable, reprehensible people in this world who will use every excuse under the sun to spew venom and beyond. Death wishes to a wife and a family. First of all, that's inexcusable under any circumstances, but particularly when you consider the times that we're living in. The fact that anybody would do something like that to his family, it's terrorizing and it's inexcusable, and nobody on the planet should condone in any way that kind of behavior towards anybody. That's number one. Having said that, I definitely understand what Russell Westbrook is feeling when he spoke at his post-game conference, because you're a man, and any man worth his salt that's worth anything knows that his number one responsibility to his family is to provide and protect. Provide and protect. And not necessarily in that order sometimes, but always to protect. And so when the wife is uncomfortable and you're uncomfortable with your children coming to a game because you're afraid at how they're going to be treated, it's not just about the heckling of their dad, it's about the threats. That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
There's no place for it. It's inexcusable. As far as I'm concerned, we should do everything we can to find out who the hell those people are, have them arrested. That's how I feel about it, because it's inexcusable. Having said all of that, Russell Westbrook himself, and I'm speaking to the man that is the star basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers, with all due respect, my brother, you do not get a pass here. And I'm going to say that loud and clear, because what we're going to do is we're going to chronicle everything involving Russell Westbrook. And that's where this gets thick. Russell Westbrook shouldn't be threatened. Russell Westbrook shouldn't have to deal with his family being threatened. That is entirely true. You being heckled as a basketball player is not beyond the pale. It's not beyond the scope. Fans do have a right to boo you. I've never called you Westbrook, but the bottom line is, you know what Westbrook means. It means that you can't shoot. And being that you are a player in this league, getting the minutes that you're getting, you are, statistically speaking, the worst three-point shooter in basketball. Let's understand that. That's who you are. You're one of the league leaders in turnovers. Those are relevant nuggets of information that you cannot escape. But even that, here's where Russell Westbrook, to me, and I'm paying attention to what he said in the post-game conference, this is where Russell Westbrook has to come into play. And as Magic Johnson, the great Irvin Magic Johnson, the 5-time champion as a point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers, Magic Johnson, so eloquently stated on NBA Countdown this past Saturday, with all of us standing courtside next to him, he talked about Russell Westbrook accepting accountability. Well, there are reports that you're tussling with the coach. You've been on the record saying that they got you all over the place, asking you to do one thing one day, asking you to do something else another day. All of those things may be very, very valid. But what's inescapable and what's undeniable is that it's inexcusable as the behavior of some fans may be towards you. And while your family clearly doesn't deserve any of it, and neither do you as it pertains to threats, the heckling part is what I'm talking about. My brother, you brought that on yourself.
Basically, there you have it. He's mentioning that his family's getting death threats. His mom doesn't like it, his wife doesn't like it, his kids don't like it. So, again, I apologize for calling him that. Now knowing I won't move forward with that. I don't think I did as much, but I did say it once here or there. But no, I think it's a right thing for everyone to stop calling him that, especially when somebody calls somebody a name like a fan to a player, that's one thing. But when it affects their family, and when he constantly brings up his family, that it's affecting him, and it's affecting their kids and their wife and their mom, and you just gotta know to stop. And so I ask of everyone to please respect his wishes and just call him by his last name, Westbrook. Jag Maggot, Jaggy Sports.